Greetings, family. Greetings. Welcome. This is Brother Dulani. And this is my first live. And as you can see, I do this live at night. Because I just saw on my timeline a while ago. Something very, very disturbing. I listen to me, I go through my timeline and I notice, say, Mr. Tariq Nasheed. They look a petty, opportunistic culture pimp in America. I try to disrespect the great Professor James Small. I said to myself, say, I have to do something on this. But I'm on the road at the moment, so I can't even wait to go in, to go sit down and put together a proper presentation on this. But I wanted to express to my people and say, enough is enough. We have to reject these pettiness, man. We have to reject these opportunists who want to attack our elders, who have put in all this great work over the years. Professor James Small go back into the 60s with Malcolm X, personal bodyguard to Malcolm X family, Malcolm X advisor to Malcolm X. You know, see it. Take over the works at the mosque where Malcolm X was the leader of. And throughout the decades have remained consistent in his defense of the African people and African liberation. And now we can have this fly-by-night come up, this little petty opportunist named Tariq Nasheed, and come out and rose to fame based on an opportunistic play on African culture and black people culture. Came out and produced some videos back in the days when videos was popping. You know, see it. And use that, his video editing and thing, and bring out a lot of hidden history about African and black people. Was able to get a lot of interviews with some of our great scholars. Pay them a little shilling to speak on the mic. While he go on to make, I think he probably make millions off of the series that he have made from those video recordings, and became a sensation across the African and black conscious movement and audience around the world. And he rose to fame based on these videos. But he was not the scholar behind it. He just was the producer. He was able to edit and package it and sell it and make profit off of it. He's coming from back in the pimpology days. That was his claim to fame back in the days. Show that he's teaching young black men how to be the Mac daddies and pimpologists and all them madness there, taking advantage of the weakness in African people and trying to teach young black people, young youth, them how to take advantage of black woman. Disgraceful. So him see an opportunity, him see avoiding the black conscious movement to come out and do a video and appeal to a lot of people, thirst for knowledge, and came to fame. But it would have been okay if you came to fame with the right attitude, with the right heart. Say you're doing this to help to advance the liberation of African people, and you come to advance and get involved in the movement to liberate and free the mind of African people. But that was not the case. He was only using the knowledge, using the information, using the connection that he have gained, and many people have given him along his journey to amass personal fortune for himself. You know, see it. And now he has become a part of the weaponization of miseducation in our community. He's responsible for putting together this dysfunctional madness we call the so-called FBA social media movement. Using the word, distorting the terminology of foundational black America. Hijacking the terminology. Using it to create a movement to spread disinformation and misinformation in the African community. To spread this ideology of delineation. To divide up African people based on which colonial masters you are captured by, which locality you are located in. You know, see it? Become like a black version of the MAGA movement. You know, see it? preying on the ignorance of our people, preying on the lack of knowledge amongst our people, and spreading fear and hatred and bitterness and resentment towards your fellow African people. It's despicable what this brother has been doing. And I've been noticing it for a while, and I've intended to do an episode on him. I intended to come out and speak against this madness. But I had so much planned. I have so much other things planned and so much other episode planned. Because right now, I deal with Jamaica. And it's a Jamaica and a disaster. I mean, he make some statement about Jamaica too. Even in the midst of our disaster, this boy makes some like a dirty, stinking argument. So like a petty argument. I wish I was on his life to check him. You know, see it. But me see him, you know. Me see him. And me notice what I do. You know, see it. But I was planning to come to deal with him. But through him now, because he him jump on Professor Smalls and try to disrespect Professor Small, try to belittle the man. I talk about the man run out of money and him you know, he just everything about him is petty. The man have no integrity. The man have no decency, no fortitude, no conviction. It's all for money. It's all pettiness for him. He's not serious about the liberation of black people or the unification of African people. He's not. And he got some young, impressionable black youth in America following behind him, picking up his foolishness and his misinformation. They are victims of weaponized miseducation. They're using it to go against their own people. They have no strength for white supremacy, no strength for imperialism, no strength for against capitalism and exploitation and oppression of African people globally. Have nothing, not even in America. The only strength they have is against other African people. A xenophobic, a Afrophobic message. That's all they come with. That's all they preach, day in and day out. If you go on X or so-called Twitter and look on Tariq timeline, a pure, petty, anti-African depiction. Everything negative about African people, black people around the world, you can't find him use it. Day in, daily diet of it. And it's time this nonsense stop, man. It's time we condemn this and root it out of our African family. Our global African family. What he's doing, man, he's distorting the reality that exists, the relationship that exists. Picking up on some shallow argument, some surface level behavior. You see it, and amplifying it to represent all African people. And it's despicable what he's doing. And he's deliberately doing it. Because his whole movement dependent on him being petty and being find example after example of individual random African people who are doing things that is questionable or things that is weak, and he would play on that. Who does that? He has no integrity, man. And he has no scholarship. None whatsoever. His whole movement, he based on he being able to pay people, pay little scholars, little dollars here and there, and then he come back and talk about it. And if you disagree with him, cut you out of the movie and cut you out of the money. I saw him steal. That's pettiness. No integrity. And you have a temerity for come and want to attack Professor Smalls, Professor James Small, one of our great elders, one of our great scholars of our time. You know, see, who have devoted his entire life to the liberation of African people. The very opposite of Tariq Nasheed. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was a little bit taken aback when I saw Professor Smalls working with Tariq Nasheed. It did create, you raised a lot of eyebrow in the Pan-African movement. Because we know Professor Small Heart was in a different place. Why was he working with this man? Isn't he wasn't aware? And many of us thought that Professor Small was not aware. And we suspect he was not aware of the things that Tariq was saying and was doing on a daily basis against other African people. He wasn't aware. You know, see it. And he first came out, he heard a few of the language he was using, and he disagree with the language that Tariq was using towards other Africans. Yeah. And then now, we're going to find out now that it looks like Professor Smalls have been looking into it deeper to see what this man has been saying, how the movement has been behaving. Because if you're true liberation, if you're about the liberation of African people, there's a certain way you conduct yourself. And Professor Small has recently come out now and speak against it. You know, see it, and talk about how the movement seems to be a CIA plant to disrupt the liberation of African people. This seems to be working with to undermine African liberation and African people. And he rightly come out and criticized Tariq. So now Tariq has responded, said, oh, Professor Small was supposed to be in the Hidden Color 6, the next one coming out. But he's going to cut him out, he's going to edit him out now to bring some more miseducated Africans to come continue the beatdown what they're trying to do against Africans around the world. So that's what his whole movement now is about. Just fight against and try to belittle African people around the world. That's the only thing. That's his modus operandi now. That's his purpose for existence on social media now. It's just to beat down on African people. And if you're not on that, you got to go. You're not a part of his agenda. So now he's cutting up Professor Small. Say he no longer have any respect for Professor Small. Go away, boy! Professor Small don't need your respect. African people would do far better without you. Tariq Nasheed is a disgrace to African people. All our elders are ashamed, should be ashamed of themselves to see what this man has come and done to our people. The embarrassment and the insult that he has brought to our people and to our liberation struggle. A classic case of an opportunist. I'm telling you. Tariq is the kind of man, in our days of enslavement, he'll be working with the colonizers. He'll be working with the enslavers to enslave his own people for the money. Because it's all about the money for him. There's nothing about love for African people. He's using that to rile up uneducated Africans in America. People who don't know no better. You know, see it. And use misinformation against them. You know, see, he take a little bit here and there and mix it up and feed it to those who don't know better. And then they're all based on fear. It's all based on hatred and resentment. You know, see, it's so sad. Imagine, you may see foreigners come in your country who don't know what's going on and to how they behave. You take those few foreigners who may behave a way that we don't accept. They may seem to be aligning themselves with white people and white supremacy and whiteness because they feel that's where the power is. They come on this misguide. They are ignorant. As many of them, they come into this foreign land, they don't want no trouble. Their parents and their grandparents tell them to just move a certain way, avoid this trouble, avoid that. And Tariq Nasheed, he's aware that there are some people who some Africans and some foreigners, as they would call them, some members of the African family around the world who will come to America and don't want to affiliate themselves with African American. And we have to reject that. Any people that go to America and don't want to affiliate yourself with American, Black American, or African American, we have to condemn that and reject that. We're not going to tolerate that. And we're not give him that as no basis. We're not give him the argument that he use. We all condemn anybody that work with the enemy. You know, see it. Who don't understand they have to be in solidarity with your African brothers, wherever you are in the world. So anybody who go to America or England or Canada and side with the colonizers, we have to condemn that and reject that. And try to educate them because sometimes they don't know. They think that all African Americans are what them see on the movies, what they see in the rap videos. They've been misguided. And he would take that misguidedness and paint all African people that way. That we are all Jamaicans, all Haitian, all non-African Americans are that way. This is the deception. You use certain little things and blow it out of proportion. And we have to reject those arguments. We love our African American brothers. Many of the great Pan-Africanists came out of African American universities and out of African American struggles and activism. We respect them and respect their struggle. Malcolm X is one of our greatest inspirator and greatest teacher in Pan-Africanism. You know, see it? We love Martin Luther King. We love all the great freedom fighters them in America who have came and fight for the freedom of black people. W.E.B. Du Bois, all of them, we embrace them. You know, see it? Not everybody is not perfect, but we have to understand, say, we are one African family and we are trying our best to break down the barriers and unite, to deal with the misinformation, the misunderstanding that exists. Because we have been broken apart over the last 500 years. We have been damaged on both sides of the Atlantic. There's been a war waged against our people. And we only now begin to come up and recuperate ourselves. You know, see it? We're still in the rescue stage. We're just trying to get out of the rescue stage now and get into the recovery stage. And instead of using your platform to help unite the people, to help bring our people together, to break down the barrier of misunderstanding, to educate those who are offbeat, those who don't know, you use it to tear down. You use it to throw fuel on the fire of division. It is unacceptable for any African leader, any African scholars, any influencers to use their platform to sow division, to feed on the ignorance of our people. We should be calling for understanding. We should be educating those. Wherever you go around the world and you see other African people, there is a struggle going on. You join with those who are fighting for their freedom, those who've been marginalized. That's what we're in solidarity with. We're not in solidarity with the elite, with the oppressors. We reject that. And we can't allow these misguided, misinformation people to come and hijack the movement and capture the youth them and have the youth them follow them down this road of foolishness. It is a disgrace to our African people and our African struggle to see what's going on. And for too long, we have been sitting back and watch this. We have to speak out against it. I'm going to see the one, we call him O'Shea Duke Jackson, come up with a wishy-washy argument. Always just disappointing. You know, see it? If you try to make try to paint a negative picture of Professor Smalls. Duke Jackson, go away. You know nothing, boy. And the social media make you. You don't know integrity. Me see you. You're weak. You're just using this to gain a little trinkets. 2 pieces of silver. That's all you want. Me know you. Me see it in you. You see it. You're no different than Tariq Nasheed. You see it. This delineation. You into this delineation argument. This ethno-nationalist argument want to come in with. It's all divisiveness. We should be rising above the divisiveness and embrace our commonality. We are African heritage people who have been through hell in the last 500 years. And we're trying to come up and trying to find ourselves. And part of that journey is to reconnect with our brothers all across the globe. Whether you're in the Afrobean, which some people call the Caribbean, or whether you're in Europe or you're in North America, we have to reconnect. We have to join together. And Pan-Africanism is the platform, is the ideology that can build that future, that solidarity that we're looking for. That we can build a better world for African people everywhere. That you can feel safe and welcome wherever you go around the world. Where African people are, African people should be welcome. So this foolishness, we got to reject it. I stand with Professor Smalls. And I reject the petty divisiveness of Tariq Nasheed and the so-called FBA social media movement. It's a movement based on misinformation, disinformation, and weaponized. It's a weaponized miseducation without apology. The offbeat, the off key. It don't make no sense. It don't add to no progress. All it do is create more division, more hate, more resentment. What do we get out of that? All we do is help the enemy when we divide ourselves. We can't look at any weakness and use it against our own people. All we're doing is helping those who want to undermine African people. And my people, I want to say, I'm going to do another piece on it. I'm going to go and get some clips and clip it up and do a thing on it. But I want to thank you for listening to Clear Thinking. And do like, do share, do subscribe. This was only, this is my first live, by the way. So I don't even know how to end this live right now. I'm going to find the button to end it. But I want to give thanks to everyone who have joined me on this live. And do look into Clear Thinking channel. My channel is Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. So you can look into it and straight Pan-Africanist. We make no apologies here about our defense of African people, African love and African unity. We don't support none of the divisive argument. We totally reject this delineation argument. Total madness. You have the premise is flawed, it's based on foolishness. We should reject it at all costs. So yes, my people, we're done here, so let me find the button for end the live. Because I'm the first one, so let me see if I can move around the screen now. I say, all right. Let me see. See a button say live. I don't even see a button for say end the live. Oh gosh. Where the button there? You see when you're your first time. What's going on, people, but let me see for the button here now. So respect my people. Give thanks. Yeah, I hope this is the button that end the live, but give thanks for listening to Brother Dulani. This has been Clear Thinking with Brother Dulani. Unapologetically Pan-African.